We live in the South Hills. We live in the suburbs, and
that's
deer. Deer. Well, it's right outside of the. It's not in Metro, but it's like I the T is at the end of my street, so I can still ride the T, like the downtown transportation, and deer walk directly through our yard. Deer walk everywhere in Pittsburgh. There are animals. I've had live turkey on our road.
The only wildlife that I'm used to is pigeons.
Yeah, because B-Dirt, you got black squirrels?
I haven't seen any here, no.
Yeah, we got black squirrels over here.
We did, yeah, when I lived in Lima, most definitely.
We got albino squirrels now.
Nice.
Albinos.
Yeah, we're gray over here.
Hey, B-Dirt.
Is that a rat?
Looks a little bit like one, yeah. With a fluffy tail.
I used to take the albino rats home from school when we were doing experiments.
We don't need to hear about this. Sure don't.
This is a PETA violation waiting to happen.
Yeah, sir.
This was probably 40 years ago.
We don't need your confessions on YouTube.
No, somebody had to take them home to take care of them. They were experimenting.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm just saying, I used to take the albino. Not like I just was stealing the albino rat.
Did you have them in the little the little clear spheres that they would run in and stuff?
Yeah, the little cage with the wheel.
We did that too.
It's not illegal to take an animal home. Well, a squirrel or a duck, you can take them home. That's not against the rules. Now, like something that's actually endangered, yes, leave that alone. But a squirrel or as you call a wild rat, maybe you can take them home. I don't know why you want to, but you can do that.
Who said wild rat? I said albino rat.
That's what I call them.
But hey, B-Dirt.
Yo.
A question that was on one of the Steeler podcasts. I want to ask your opinion. You've been there for a minute. You lived in Ohio and Michigan for a lot of years. Is Pittsburgh the Midwest, man?
Yes, I believe it. I think it's the start of the Midwest. And I'll tell you the reason why. As soon as you go east of here, traffic is different. How the people act in traffic, people politeness, like they're always going too fast and they're not as polite and they're always honking at you and you're in the way. They're just not as polite. I believe Pittsburgh starts with that politeness and it runs through the Midwest. So I think it's the start of the Midwest.
Big facts.
Okay. I can agree you say the further east you go, because I've been out here almost 20 years now. And when I first got out here, I was going to work and walking to the subway, the metro. And, you pass them on the sidewalk, head nod, what's up, man? What's up? A friend of my sister's who is from here at the time, this is back like 2005, told me, man, you better stop walking past people on the sidewalk saying what's up. They're going to be like, what's up then? You tell me what's up.
You have a big smack to them lips.
Right. But hey,
Ronald Blake said he agrees, and he said he's from he lived in Ohio and Michigan as well. Same story. Ronald, I grew up in Lima, Ohio. I moved to Ann Arbor, Michigan, and moved here in 2011 to Pittsburgh.
Shout out to Ron Blake, Midwest brother. Shout out to the quad father in the building. What up, Dennis? What's going on, man? Yeah. Hey, we're going to go to break, and Big G going to take her. Before we go to break, though, I was watching, sports TV, sports news, whatever you call it this week, over the course of the week. And some interesting takes was said by some national known sports personalities that hit on some stuff that has been said previously on here by Pay and by Big G.
What was it?
Well, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. Pay, can you guess what sports personality might have said something that you would have said?
Something smart on TV? I don't know. Can you give me a channel?
I would say Bomani Jones.
It's your boy. It's your boy.
It's a good guess, though.
Yeah, it's a good guess. It's your boy, Pay.
I get confused for Bomani all the time.
You sound like him.
You're the weight room version of Bomani.
My boy, are you saying Skippy?
No, man, that's not your boy. Who your boy? You met a couple times.
Oh, Nick Wright.
Nick Wright. Okay. Nick Wright has said he sees where the Bears can win the division and potentially make it to the Super Bowl.
Hey, Nick is my boy. Nick is my boy.
In what year?
Trash out of here.
In what year?
This year.
No way. Come on, man.
Nick is
No
my boy.
way.
I'm
No
just saying.
way.
Nick Wright said it. Pay has said it.
I have called this year the Super Bowl year for the Bears. Now they were
No
supposed to make the playoffs
way.
last year to make that trajectory a little bit more believable. But hey, I'm not disagreeing. I'm gonna keep all things open. Like we'll see.
These things are broke.
Big G.
Yeah.
Another national sports personality said something. Something that you've said already. And
Colin Coward.
Nah, man.
Who is the most ridiculous person on TV?
Colin, I like Colin, but Colin has some pretty realistic takes sometimes.
Oh, I know who you're talking about right now. I know who you're talking
Who
about.
I'm talking about?
What are we?
You talking about the Caitlin Clark thing? It's
Yeah, who I'm talking about?
a big boy. What's his name?
Jason Whitlock.
Yeah, Jason Whitlock.
Stick
yeah.
around. Doing your dirty is coming back at the end of this episode.
Man, gee, this is not
Big G and Jason Whitlock see the sports world similarly.
No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. Jason Whitlock, I am never down with Jason Whitlock. He has horrible takes. Horrible.
Hey man, what'd you say?
Tell the folks that. Yeah.
You better watch out in the streets, man. Stephen A. gonna get you.
I'm with Stephen A. I'm down. I ride with Stephen A.
I'm saying he against Jason Whitlock though.
So we can double team him. We beat him down. Beat him down.
Whoa, player.
No, we're gonna get a couple elbows, couple overhand lefts. We'll do it like the WWE.
You're
Like
moving furniture.
Yeah, moving furniture. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I just wanted, I thought about y'all when I saw both those takes, and y'all had said it previously. I don't agree with either one of them, Nick Wright or Jason Whitlock or Pay or Big G on that. But I do think the Bears can make the playoffs. I made a bet with my barber that they win more games than the Commanders. So I'm pulling for y'all, Pay.
Easy money.
Hey, don't you believe that? We're going to get into it because we got a whole segment to an overtime tonight about this Bears team.
Yes,
Whole
we
segment.
America's team this year.
Player? No. Caitlin Clark is his dream girlfriend. 2 girls, 1 Stanley Cup. For real?
That's cool.
Yeah, for real? Okay. Hey, I ain't mad at you. That's your cup of tea. Roll with it. It's Freaky Friday, man. Do what you do.
Hey, so if you watching on YouTube, we're not going anywhere. We just gotta take a pause, pay a few bills here from our partners on the audio side, and we'll be right back after this. And we're back on the homies OT overtime. OT. The homies overtime. I said OT overtime. But yeah, Big G, take it over, man. One shout out to the homie Tim Lyon, said the Bears going 7-10.
I just got
last year.
Why you highlight that? It was 3 other record predictions for the Bears, and the one that's the worst. We just said.
I didn't see that.
Don't worry about Tim Lyons, because Tim Lyons, how them St. Louis Cardinals looking right now after that mop in the day?
We got a Tate in the building. Give a shout out.
Don't try it, buddy. TT, what's cracking, T? What's going on, fam? What's happening?
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
TT.
What up, cuz?
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to hey, B Dirt.
Yo.
My cousin T is in enemy territory like you. She's a Steeler fan, and she lives in Cleveland.
Oh my God. Oh
Yep.
my God.
It happens up here, man.
Yeah.
Definitely. Big G, take it away.
All right, fellas. Listen, man, we're gonna start it off with the hot button topic. Well, it's not a hot button topic, but a good topic. The NBA Finals is set, man. You got the Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie and Luka versus the Boston Celtics, and Brown and Tatum. I don't know if anybody was expecting this to be the finals. I don't know if anybody predicted it to be in the finals. But we here. It's like Batman and Robin, the dynamic duo, versus the Green Hornet and Kato. 2-on-2 basketball, isolation basketball is what you're going to see.
I don't think nobody knows those references you made.
Green Hornet couldn't fight. What are we doing here?
The Green Hornet and Kato was on Batman's show, bro.
Kato was doing all the butt whooping. Green Hornet was getting folded in the background.
Green Hornet can fight, bro. Green Hornet can fight.
No. It made it look
Kato was his driver, dog. He was his driver.
Man, I am on the wrong show.
I am too, B Dirt.
Oh, dang.
It gives Green Hornet and Kato, Green Hornet and Kato versus Batman and Robin, bro.
You all didn't watch what was that? Nick at Night? Y'all didn't see Green Hornet?
Nah, cuz.
Bro, you two.
Right.
That's
Nick at Night.
Nick at Night.
Bro.
Nick at Night came when I was clubbing.
I mean, I didn't watch it I didn't watch it. It was on TV. I mean, it was on TV in the 60s, so I couldn't see it. I had to see it in syndication.
Well, anyway, it's the double up dynamic duo in the finals, man. So I just want to get y'all thoughts. Did y'all predict it? What you think's going to happen?
Hey, Big G.
What's up?
So we expected Boston to make it, right?
Yeah, I think the whole panel picked Boston. I think. Everybody?
I'm not saying we. I'm saying we in general, like
correct.
Vegas, everybody. Boston was going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas is a surprise.
Be there.
Listen, I'm actually going to give away a little bit of flowers here where I normally don't give them. Big G turned from hater to the only one of us that picked the Mavs to beat the T-Wolves, bringing his record in the playoff series to 10-4. We got Pay bringing up the rear at 8-6. No, did he? We got Tate at 9-5, and I am at 12-2.
Can't catch you, B, but I'm
Big G. But you gotta get the championship right, or it don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it. Yeah, and I kind of am offended that Big G called Luka trash for so long, and he jumped on the bandwagon.
I'm kind of proud of him though to admit you're that wrong because
Luka's him, bro.
Luka's
him. Luka is him, bro. Luka's him. I'm done with Shea over Luka, bro.
Hey,
I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
We know that obviously Luka and then Kyrie is what make Dallas go. But Big G, it was the moves at the trade deadline that got them where they at now.
I agree. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree. I think the PJ Washington bringing the other big boy center in, helping out around the outside with the perimeter shooting. Yeah, that was a big move.
Gafford, and I'm patting my own back. I said that back at the trade deadline.
But Luka him though. I'm done with the shell over Luka. I'm done.
I took for granted how much length it gave him on defense.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, Luka was killing the boys last night, man. Oh my God.
Luka kill every night. He might have a non-efficient night where he shoot bad, but he killed every night.
Man, he was killing it. But listen, it ain't about me right now. It's about the homies, man. I'm going to get Pay's reaction first. Pay, you in the basement? So we're going to give you a chance to, figure out why in the heck you've been picking games wrong and see if you can pick the championship game right.
Still got a winning record.
Why. Yeah. Everybody on the panel got a winning record.
Why is Pay bringing up the rear?
He 8-6 playoff record.
What are you, Big G?
10 and I'm in second place.
Yeah, it goes 8-6 for Pay, Tate, you are third at 9-5. G is second at 10-4, and I'm first at 12-2.
Yeah.
And I think G and I are going to be against each other in this championship. So, if I lose a championship, I don't think I win. I don't think you can win without winning the chip.
I feel it. I feel it.
Unless you Terry Bradshaw.
Ooh.
I'm not mentioning him during this show. I'm gonna let that poor man rest.
All right, Pay. Go ahead, man. You got it.
I'm not particularly fond of any of these teams. I don't want to see neither one of them win, to be honest with you. But if I'm gonna call this series, I don't think it's the duos you need to be concerned with. I think I don't think there's a weakness. I don't think the other team can bring out the weakness on the other duo. That's what I'm saying. I think it's gonna come down to the X factor, and the X factor is I'm blanking on Derek White for Boston and PJ Washington for Dallas. I think, and don't forget Kristaps Porzingis. They say the unicorn's supposed to be back. We shall see, and we'll see how effective he is. If he comes back and if he's anywhere close to 80%, and Derek White is doing what Derek White does, Boston should win this series in 6.
Boston in 6? Hey, all right. I got you. B-Dirt. Next man up. Next batter up. What you got?
I want to mention here, Thomas Edie says, Big G, you eating crow now.
Big crow.
Thomas Crow is a steady part of Big G's diet.
Get Thomas out of here.
I'm gonna tell you this. I had this pick before I heard my man Pay here. It just goes to show you, when you double down on something like this, you gotta tune in to Pay Dirt and know where to put your money. Celtics in 6. It's a wrap.
That's what you're saying. Ain't you're not gonna elaborate? You're saying Celtics in 6?
Celtics in 6. If not now, then when, is what I said going into the playoffs. I picked the Celtics at the beginning of this thing. I think they've handled taking care of business. They've had a pretty easy stretch getting there. I think they're going to have a bad game with 3-point shooting. They're going to lose a game that they shouldn't lose. But I think their auxiliary pieces are better than the auxiliary pieces for the Mavs. So I just think that they'll be able to take care of business and play defense, and they've got more than 2 guys that can score on a more regular basis. So for that reason, I'm taking Celtics.
All right, we got 2. Tate Boy Fresh. Batter up. Who you got?
Well, he was a Celtics fan for a little while, about 10 years ago. So
yeah, when LeBron went to the Heat, I rooted for the Celtics over the Heat. Cavs always been my team. But
did you burn any jerseys?
I didn't burn no jersey.
Okay.
Nah. But nah, man. So it's like this, like against Minnesota. And Edwards was by himself.
Facts.
You know what I mean? He didn't play well either, but he was by himself. And the thing is, outside this last game, Minnesota led every game in the last 5 minutes. They had a lead. Yep. But when you got 2 closers like Luka and Kyrie, that's hard to deal with, man. That's hard to deal with in the clutch when they both willing to shoot, they both willing to go get a bucket.
But Dallas was able to put them in bad defensive situations because of their bigs, and I don't see that nearly as much with the Boston team on defense. I think you can switch out better.
Yeah, well, because Minnesota played it all wrong. I don't know what they're doing with that drop coverage anyway. Like, you can't. I mean, they would have been better off playing Naz Reid more than Rudy Gobert.
100%.
And you fight over the screen. You fight over the screen with Luka and Kyrie. You don't switch and you don't go under the screen. Because
when you go under, you allow for that Luka to keep pressing you to the lane and throw up a loop.
Hedge and jump back. Hedge and jump.
Yep. Or aggressively double. I
aggressively double the ball. Don't give no visual passing lane. And if Lively or Gafford beat me, I'll live with that.
Yep.
But I'm gonna go with, man. I'm gonna be a Boston fan again, Pay. Going with the Celtics and getting number 18 is JT time. I mean, we talk about him because I think the way he plays, like he's not as dominant as Luka, obviously. I mean, Luka's usage rate is much higher. Tatum is a smoother. Luka plays with power and brawn and smart. Tatum plays with finesse and a smoothness, a rhythm, right? So, but that dog on that team is Jaylen Brown. So between the two, because they both 6'8" and up, playmakers and shooters and defenders, I got to go with them over 6'7" Luka and 6'2" Kyrie.
G over there doing this right now.
Yeah, he's
gonna be the only one taking a mask.
And then, the defensive chops of what's the boy name? Pay from San Antonio, Derek White, and Drew Holiday. I mean, you can't stop Luka or Kyrie, but they're gonna make it hard. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Al Horford is a smart defender. Even though Rudy Gobert is defender of the year, Al Horford's not gonna play that and drop like they were doing. They Boston gonna have something for that just because they've seen it so much.
And Al Horford is clutch. Don't forget that.
Yeah. He OG. Yeah. So I'm going with Boston, man, in 6. Like Pay.
Players. All right, man. So listen, I'm not gonna be long with it. I'm just gonna be what I see. I think Holiday is the X factor for the Boston Celtics. I think that Luka himself has came out and said that the two defenders he hates going up against is Holiday and Lou Dort. He said he hates playing against them. He said they get in their chest, they make it hard, they stop them, they push off on them, they're physical. And I think that the Boston Celtics have a 5-man guard rotation that can give Kyrie and Luka problems. I just think that they do. And I don't think that Dallas has enough others to beat Boston. So even though I know Luka is a dog and he's him, even though I know Kyrie is nice, he's played some big games, especially this last series. If Tatum don't get a chip now, he's never going to get one. This is it. Player. If Tatum does not win a championship this year, he's never going to get one. He's never, ever, ever going to get one. So he better get it this year. So I'm calling the Celtics in 7. Boston is 7.
The only plus I have for Dallas going into the series is that they will employ a deeper bench than Boston. Boston goes 7.5, sometimes 8. That all depends on if Kristaps is back. He comes back, like I said in a comment, if he comes back and he's anywhere near 80%, it should not be a difficult series for Boston. But if he doesn't, and I want to believe that he plays maybe half the series. The only advantage that Dallas has is that they deploy a lot more players.
Yeah.
I hit the brakes, Big G.
Why?
Because I can. Well, hold on. Let me rewind. How can you say Jason Tatum will never win a championship? He's 26 years old, been in the Eastern Conference Finals 6 out of the last 8 years. 26 years old on a good team.
Because
he'll never.
Tate.
Cleveland.
If he don't get one now, it's over.
It's the road harder for Luka.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because they're gonna break Boston up.
They're gonna what?
They're gonna break the Celtics up. They're gonna break that team up. If they don't get a chip this year, they're not running it back. They're not running it back.
They've been running it back the last 6 hours.
They're not running it
the
back.
whole time they've been there.
Al Horford's probably out of there. They're either going to move off of Jaylen Brown or Drew Holiday, and Kristaps Porzingis is a question mark.
They definitely not moving off Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
One, nobody's saying that
$304 million.
And Jason Tatum is.
Milwaukee going to retool. Cleveland going to retool. And it all really, to be honest, it depends on where Bron end up. Because I think Bron coming up out of the West and going East. and to try to get that chip. So
even though Bronny said that he's only interested in playing for the Lakers or the Suns,
Bronny and LeBron gonna have a big meeting, and he gonna tell him, son, look here, you gonna do what I say to do, because Bron run that shit, bro.
Player,
So yeah, that's just my thoughts, man. But I like the Celtics in 7.
I think you're holding on to this straw about him coming back to Cleveland. You should let that go, man.
No way.
You should let it go.
No way.
I agree with you. No way he's coming back to Cleveland.
No, he coming back.
No way.
He coming back. Okay. No. He coming back. He definitely ain't going to Dallas like Mod said. I don't know where Mod came from.
I don't think Mod said that he thinks he's going to Dallas. He said he thought it was a good fit for him, and I can't disagree with that. The only problem is you got 3 guys that have to be ball dominant at that point to really be effective.
You got Thomas.
Edie's.
Yeah.
Bron going back to Cleveland. You got Tim Lyons going to the Matrix.
Automatic Matrix. Automatic.
He's 39, almost 40 years old, and made 3rd team on NBA.
Stop it, man. Stop it. 20 out of 21 years, first team, first, second, or third team all NBA. Stop it.
So everybody picked the Celtics.
That's correct.
Yep.
So I'm going to go ahead and crown myself champion.
Yeah.
Over with.
What if everybody lose though?
I was a better loser.
But I can win if I pick the Mavericks. If I can win if I pick the Mavericks.
Too late.
No, I need an addendum. I want an addendum. I want the Mavericks in 7, just to give me a chance.
You can want whatever you want. I already wrote
Give me
it
the
down.
Mavs in 7. Give me the Mavs in 7.
It's a pen.
Y'all seen the 2654 mark. Addendum.
I'll write it down. I'm putting it in the books.
Payday. You know what it is. Once you place the bet,
you're locked in.
It's in.
Up and stuck.
Player.
Got it.
Tim Lyons got Mavs in 8. Good call, Tim.
Get Tim out of here. See, that's the Matrix, man.
You ain't loud in overtime while you brown bagging it, man.
Yeah. How's them St. Louis Cardinals doing, Tim? Next subject. And listen, so we're going to switch subjects. We're going to run over to Major League Baseball real fast. Have a two-way conversation with the Major League Baseball. First thing we're going to talk about, and I think it's
Big G.
You want to go to break first? All right, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. If you're listening to us on audio, we're going to get a word from our partners. If you're watching us live on video with YouTube, give us a second. Don't go nowhere. Stick with the homies Overtime on Fans First Sports Network, and we'll be right back in a second. And we're back with homies Overtime, Fans First Sports Network, sitting in the building with B-Dirt, Tate Boy Fresh, and Payday. We just got done chopping it up about the NBA. We're going to pivot and swing over to Major League Baseball. Two-sided conversation, good conversation, and I think we're going to start with what I think is long overdue. The implementation of the statistics from the Negro Leagues has now been added to Major League Baseball. And there's going to be some conversations, in my opinion, on this panel based on who now is the Mount Rushmore of Major League Baseball based on this thing happening. I know I have my thoughts and my views, but I want to hear from the fellas first, man, to see, how does this really affect how you look at it? Because it's all one game now. It's not their league versus our league. It's one game. All the stats matter. So, B-Dirt, I'm going to start with you, bro. The implementation of the stats. Who you got? Who's your Mount Rushmore? Who's your top 4 players and why?
So I'm going to give a little background here for our chat fam. Don't know this. I came from a baseball family. My dad played minor league ball. I played college ball. Baseball was my first love. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know if this changes things for me. I'm going to tell you why. Because I've always thought my Mount Rushmore is more current players. A, because I saw them play. B, because I think what players are now in the past 20, 30 years is so much bigger, stronger, faster than what we had then. It's hard to compare the two.
Mhm.
So I go more current players normally than I do older players. Now, that said, if I was going historically, I already had Josh Gibson on my Mount Rushmore.
Big facts.
So I don't know. That didn't change for me. I would put Satchel Paige would be OLI for me. He's really close.
Yeah. So
what
he's
do you
like
call
maybe
those?
fifth or sixth, Satchel Paige?
Somewhere in that 6, 7, 8 range.
Okay.
Yep.
7, 8. What keeps Satchel off the Mount Rushmore?
To be honest with you, I prefer players that play every day instead of every 4 or 5 days.
What the heck? You
3,
got
4, 5 days. He got a
little
little alarm going on over there. That's all right.
smoking ganja. He done set up the smoke alarm, smoking ganja. Big ganja.
But that's it. You know, that I pitchers I don't put on those. I put position players on there. There's no pitchers on my Mount Rushmore just because they don't have the ball in their hands as much. Now Page pushed that envelope because he pitched more than most, for sure, longer than most and more than most. But I would say, you know, historically, I'd probably put I put Josh Gibson, Babe Ruth, because anytime you have more home runs as a single player than the next team had.
Yeah.
I gotta put you in there historically.
Yeah.
Ty Cobb, I would probably put in there.
Okay.
Who would be the other one?
You got 4.
Man,
got,
Willie Mays is close. Willie Mays or Mickey Mantle, one of those two.
okay.
Probably. But the best player, if you ask me who the best player in history is, that hasn't changed either. And I don't care about the steroid era or this, that, the other. Barry Bonds is the greatest baseball player I've ever seen play.
Wow.
Period. Point blank.
Wow. That's big. So, but, and last question before I swing it over to Tate. Are you glad that they finally implemented this? Is this long overdue?
I see the argument to that. I like that they're acknowledging it, right? Historically, putting the numbers doesn't change anything for me, like I said. But I'm glad there's more acknowledgement. Bring it together rather than it be its own wing at Cooperstown.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it should be, yes.
Yeah. Merge it all into one. Make it one game.
Just because they weren't inclusive then doesn't mean we shouldn't be inclusive now.
Big facts, Peter. Great take. Great take. Tate Boy Fresh, it's on you, bro. Mount Rushmore, your thoughts and feelings concerning the leagues merged into one. Negro League stats, Major League Baseball, it's all one game.
Well, I think it's something that's long overdue. I mean, you know, I know a guy, older gentleman, Luke Atkinson. Look him up. He played with Satchel Paige, and obviously, because Satchel Paige played from 1927 to how long Satchel Paige played?
Didn't you guys interview him on the Know-It-Alls?
Yeah,
Mr. Luke was on the Know-It-Alls. He was on the Know-It-Alls show.
That's about 38 years. Wow. I mean, we talk about LeBron's longevity. I mean, so, you know, I say it's long overdue just because, like B. Dirt said, I mean, I don't understand, but I do understand that's the way things was way back then. But when we started, it's been long overdue since we've been trying to have a whole new inclusive society as far as race and religion and sexual preference, everything that we do in the United States.
Yeah.
To be acceptive of all that. So, but it's kind of like, you know, you think about it, they say they giving the Negro League baseball teams and players putting their stats with the Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
But also in some places, Florida, Texas, they take a step out of the history books and stuff too, though.
Yeah, big facts.
At the same time, you're getting something, but you're also losing something.
Yeah.
But no, back to baseball. That's just a little side rant. I only like to get into political, philosophical perspectives and stuff, really. But that was their easy, you know, low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
But
who's your Mount Rushmore? Top 4.
Satchel Paige, I'm gonna put him in it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do pre and post 1950s, 60s.
All right.
So
okay.
I got Babe Ruth,
Okay.
Ty Cobb,
Okay.
Satchel Paige,
Yep.
and because of what he meant to the game, I think Josh Gibson was a better player. I got to go Jackie Robinson.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to go Jackie Robinson.
Agreed.
Because if it wasn't for Jackie Robinson, none of this would even be happening.
Big facts. Big facts. First man to cross over.
Post 1960. I agree with B Dirt. That's the easy one. Barry Bonds, the best baseball player all the time.
Wow.
Hands down. He was. I mean, like Pace said, Lamar Jackson was a Hall of Famer right now. Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer when he was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. No steroids.
No steroids. No big head. No big neck.
Yeah.
And when you say Barry Bonds is on steroids, you gotta keep in mind so was other people.
Oh yeah.
Roger Clemens not in the Hall yet because of that.
Facts. Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, it's a rundown.
Right. But I was alluding to pitchers though, because they pitched against the same guy. So I mean, all's fair in love and war, right?
Big
but I got Barry Bonds. I probably got Roberto Clemente. Cut short, plane crash.
Yeah.
Then I mean, like the baseball players right now are so good, man. Hard to leave some of these guys off. But for mine, one of the best hitters ever, Tony Gwynn.
Oh yeah, got to put him in there.
And lastly, man, it's so hard. So many great baseball players, and basically, it's not a Mount Rushmore. I'm not saying these guys. Like B Dirt said earlier, we were talking about the quarterback. These are my favorites, right? So, but I do think Barry Bonds is the best. But the other ones are the guys I choose as my favorites. I'm going to go Frank Robinson
over Griff and G.
Yeah, I'd have to put Griffey in there.
Woo! Pause.
Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
look at Frank Robinson's stats.
Oh yeah, I know.
Great
stats. Griffey and Miguel. I don't think those are top 10 players.
Ken Griffey Jr. ain't a top 10 player in the modern era.
No.
Pay, I'm about to hit you again with the stop it, dog. Pay, come on, man.
Come
on, man.
I mean, there's a lot of great players in the Major League Baseball history. A lot of them. Ken Griffey is great. Ken Griffey's one of those mythologized players. He's another one of the Bo Jacksons. He's great, but I mean his aura is greater than what he's actually produced. It's no knock to what he produced. He's not in the top 10. I suggest look at it. Not top 10. I put him in the top 15, maybe, but not top 10.
I was gonna say he might be between 12 and 15 in my era. And I'm a Ken Griffey Jr. fan, but when he came to the Reds, he didn't really do nothing. He don't got no rings, Big G. That's what y'all qualify. I should have went Jeter.
285, 630 home runs, multiple Gold Gloves.
How many Gold Gloves?
Let me see if it says.
At least 4. At least 4.
Oh, he's got one.
10 Gold Glove awards, 1 MVP, 7 Silver Sluggers.
Yeah, come
1
on,
comeback
man.
player of the year.
All right, he's top 10.
1,800 RBI, 1,600 run scores, 22 seasons.
I can get new information, Pay, and change my take. He's top 10 for me.
There's a lot of players. There's a lot of players in history. There's a lot of players in history who have a very similar resume. Who's also got big time October numbers as well. Just pointing that out. I'm not putting Griffey in my top 10. No disrespect to him.
The live chat says to put you in the Matrix.
Listen. I have this argument, right, when we talk about team sports and whatever. I think that championship pedigree holds up more in basketball than other sports.
Agreed.
When you've got 9 players in the field, you've got have a deep pitching rotation, and you got to have people in the bullpen. One player doesn't really
That's
compute
you're right.
to
You're
taking
right.
them across
That's
the
big
finish line.
fact. That's big
A
fact.
championship ring has less to do with your resume in baseball than it does in basketball. However, it does go on your resume. It does inflate your resume. You can't just take it. You just can't exclude it because
I agree.
Because why would you? If you exclude it, then we're not talking about Jeter at all. Right?
Junior did have the clearest swing ever.
Rob Life would agree.
Having a great swing is cool.
I also don't put Jeter in the top 10 players.
Right. Griffey's better than Jeter as a player.
Of course.
Jeter's a compiler, great leader, compiler of stats, and good shortstop. Wasn't an elite shortstop.
Let me ask you this: Is Jeter better than Cal Ripken Jr.?
No, he's not. No, he's not. No.
You know what? That's where I have them in that
same tier.
In that tier, yeah.
Let me ask you this: Is Pete Rose better? Is Griffey better than Pete Rose?
No.
All right, so we got
Pete Rose
two.
also a compiler.
Two. We also know Barry Bonds. Griffey's not better than Barry Bonds as well because Barry Bonds has everything that Jeter has, and then some. So that's 3,
except a ring.
No, he doesn't have a ring. You're right. He doesn't have a ring.
Only 6 players in history have more home runs than Griffey.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, yeah.
And I wouldn't put Pujols, who's ahead of him, in the top 10.
I would not either.
I would put Willie Mays. A-Rod's interesting.
A-Rod.
Do you think Griffey was better than Willie Mays?
No.
No.
So I got Willie. I'm looking at the home run. I got Barry Bonds in front of him. Here's an interesting one. I think Ken Griffey Jr. was a better player than Hank Aaron.
No.
Ooh. Yeah. Hank Aaron don't have near those gloves in the field and stuff that Griffey Jr. has. Baseball, like basketball, you gotta play both ways.
And he never hit over 40 in the season, right? He hit 30 something was his highest. He's played forever.
No. Hank Aaron is like one of top 4 hitters ever.
Not true.
Ever. Yes, ever. No. Hank Aaron was a first baseman, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think. It's apples and oranges.
He's an outfielder.
He's an outfielder.
Yeah, Hank played left. Hank Aaron played left field.
I don't know what side of the outfield he played. He don't got none of them gold gloves.
Yeah.
Okay,
he played left.
Saying Griffey is a better defender than Hank Aaron is great. That's cool. That's all. That's awesome. Hank Aaron is a dog with that bat. A dog, flat out. He's one of the few with 3,000 and 700. In fact, I think that list stops at 3.
Yeah, maybe I agree. Without checking, I think that is. I think he's but Griff is better than Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron won 3 Gold Gloves, 1 MVP, 1 World Series. He did hit 44 home runs. He hit 40s. He hit in the 40s a few times.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you know what? They're real close.
Mm-hmm.
Their stats are really close.
Jackie Robinson, Griffey, which one?
Griff.
I mean, as a player, is Griff.
Griffey.
Yeah. What he means to the game is Jackie Robinson, and
we're not doing all that. We're just comparing. We're comparing resumes.
Griffey Jr. is a way better player than Jackie Robinson.
Griff,
Hammer and Hank. I had a beagle that I called Hammer and Hank, but it's a long story.
All right. What about what's my man Ted Williams? Ted Williams.
Pay was getting them all, but now Rob Lightfoot asked, "Have you been drinking?" Well, what did you say that would make us think you've been drinking?
The take that we're having right now with Ken Griffey Jr. and I don't know, man. Hank Aaron I think they're very close. Mm-hmm. I do now that I've looked at the numbers. I give him the nod, but I still think Griffey's in the top 10.
Yes. Griffey's better than Ted Williams.
He's top 12. He's cusp.
Griffey's better than Ted Williams.
He's outside of the top 10, but I don't think he's no further than 15. The argument starts from 11 to 15. But I mean, just putting him in the top 10 with a bullet, that's debatable. Highly debatable.
No,
highly debatable.
Griffey's better than Ted Williams, man. He's better than Ted. He's better than him.
What's Hank Aaron's career batting average?
Over 3.
305.
And Griffey was 285.
285.
Yeah, 385. Yeah.
He really hurt himself the last few years when he was injured.
Yeah, with the Reds.
His average really plummeted.
All right, Pay, before we go to commercial break,
I mean, Ted Williams hit 340 more.
Let me hear your Mount Rushmore.
I got Barry, greatest player of all time. I got the hit king, Josh Gibson. He's up there as well. This is tough.
And that's one of the things that changed. He surpassed Ty Cobb for career batting average from, I think, 372 for Josh Gibson, and Ty Cobb was used to having it 367.
Big facts. Big facts. 2 more.
I feel like I'm obligated to put a Yankee in here for some reason.
No.
I want to. It's almost 200 years of baseball. This is tough to have a Mount Rushmore.
It is.
Yeah, great players.
It's rough. That's a rough.
I know.
It's the hardest league to do it in. It's the hardest league to do it.
There's no St. Louis Kardashians going into the list though.
That's just hate, man. Because you can easily put the Wizard in there.
I could. Ozzy could be in the top 10. Ozzy?
No.
Not top 10, top 20. Best defensive shortstop of all time.
I agree. Fact. Ricky Henderson.
Ooh, that's a good one, Pay.
Not over King Griffey Jr. No.
Oh, think about that one. Think about that one. Okay. To hurry it up. I'm gonna put DiMaggio and Ricky Henderson on my Mount Rushmore.
Ricky Henderson on Mount Rushmore?
It's my Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. I even said it come down to like who you like and your favorites. But Big G, do yours real quick. Then we each do one Mount Rushmore for our teams real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Satchel Paige. No. Josh Gibson, Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, and Barry Bonds.
That's a good list. I mean, but it was
probably the best one out of us.
Yeah, that's why. But we all agree Barry Bonds is on all of ours. He's the only one that's everybody said.
You said Ty Cobb?
Yeah.
I said Ty Cobb too.
So I want to go. Ozzie Smith only won 3 more Gold Gloves than Ken Griffey Jr., but Ken Griffey Jr. hit 602 more home runs than Ozzie Smith.
Ozzie Smith's an infielder.
Ozzie Smith hit 262 with 28 home runs for his career.
I said Ozzie Smith was top 20.
No way.
He's an infielder. Yeah, you don't hit home runs at that era as an infielder. That's you can't.
Ryan Sandberg did.
That's a different era.
Ryan Sandberg probably got 280 home runs.
Ryan Sandberg played against him.
Yeah, and Ryan Sandberg got like 300 home runs career. So
yeah, I said 280. He don't got that many.
Yeah,
not like he up there with Griff Jr.
All right, Tate, top 4 Reds all time.
My Mount Rushmore Reds.
Yep.
Johnny Bench. Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Hard for Pete Rose because he played in Philly. He played a couple of places, but I remember as a Red. Pete Rose, Joe Morgan, and Barry Larkin.
Ooh.
And right on the outside is Eric Davis and Ellie De La Cruz coming on.
Eric Davis, I was going to see how you can leave him off of there, but I understand it because Barry Larkin was a dog. Got to give it up.
Yeah.
Beat Dirt. Top 4 Tigers ever.
Ty Cobb, Al Kaline, Kirk Gibson.
Love Kirk.
Miguel Cabrera.
Ooh.
No Alan Trammell?
Nope.
Ooh.
I put Gibson in over Trammell.
Okay.
That's a good list, Beat.
Close though.
What about Lance Parrish was a beast too.
So my OLI would start with Trammell and Whitaker.
Oh yeah, I love Lou Whitaker. Yeah.
Ooh. All right, Pay. Top 4 Cubbies ever.
Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. We got Henry. No, I don't want to do old Henry. Let's go Chris Bryant, MVP.
Wow.
Sammy Sosa, and I'm gonna go another MVP. Andre the Hawk Dawson.
I know that's about the Hawk. But
Andre
Chris
Dawson.
Bryant?
He's MVP.
Recency bias, man.
Hey, we've
Ryan-
won one World Series
Ryan
in
Sandberg.
100. We've won one World Series in what 15 years? He's the MVP on that team. You got to put him in there.
Ryan
All right.
Sandberg off.
All right, so I'm in no order. Bryce Harper.
He just got
Mike-
here 2 years ago.
Man, Bryce Harper is an all-time great Philly,
He got
dog.
better numbers with the Nationals.
I don't care what you say, dog. He's all-time. That's my squad.
Okay.
He's a better. Bryce Harper's up there. Mike Schmidt is up there. Steve Carlton is up there, and Chase Utley. That's my 4. And I almost wanted to put Pete Rose on my list too. I almost started to.
The Phillies had a dude that was MVP that you left off too, though. Probably about 20 years ago.
So y'all got Ty Cobb over Griffey? Yes or no?
Jimmy Rollins was a dog for us too, Tate.
Well, I got Ty Cobb over Griffey. I mean, Ty Cobb is one in the top 5.
Jimmy
Okay.
Rollins was a dog. Bobby Abreu was a dog. Now we had dogs, but I just didn't put them on the list.
Jimmy Rollins, Bobby Abreu.
Yeah, they was dogs, but I just didn't.
I can't remember, but that's what I said. Who am I missing? I thought of somebody. The dude played.
Kurt Schilling was a dog.
What about A-Rod?
For the Phillies?
No, he's not. He talk about top, but A-Rod somewhere about 25 for mine.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
He had great years with the Mariners when he was with Junior.
I think he had great years everywhere he went.
A-Rod was a beast, man. But he choked too much for me. You know what I mean? And when he went to the Yankees, it was like Kevin Durant going to Golden State.
Hey man, put Tim Lyons back in the Matrix. He said me not saying Mike Schmidt. Come on, dog. Stop it.
For the Yankees, he hit 283 with 351 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, listen. So we're going to take another little pause, quick commercial break. If you're listening to us on audio, we'll be right back with the last question or the last topic on the Fans First Sports Network, Homies Overtime. If you're watching us live on YouTube, give us a little couple seconds here or there, and we'll be right back with the podcast. And we're back on Fans First Sports Network, Overtime, Homies Podcast, B Dirt Payday, Tate Boy Fresh, and G in the building. We had a great conversation with the NBA. We had a great conversation definitely great conversation. I think one of our best conversations ever concerning baseball. Last topic, man.
Oh, man.
It was one of our best ones, man. That was a good.
Hey, Big G, before you get off baseball,
Hold on. You can't put this man at 25.
What do you say? Before you get off baseball, I just want to say the Reds beat the Cubs.
It was disrespectful, B. I know.
You want to say the Reds beat the Cubs?
Yeah.
You can't put this man at number 25. He played 22 seasons. He hit 295, 3,100 hits, 696 homers, 2,000 RBIs, 2,000 runs scored, 2 Gold Gloves, 3 MVPs, 10 Silver Slugging awards in a World Series.
Who is 10? Who's 25? Who?
That's A-Rod.
That's A-Rod.
No,
he's got to be the top 15.
Yeah.
No, no. The question was him or Griffey.
Griffey, stop it. Griff, stop it.
I mean, when A-Rod came,
Very close.
Griff just got hurt. If Griff never was injured like he was,
if was a fifth,
but
the judge what happened.
You ask A-Rod what he say. Junior,
we look at the resume. The resume tells the tale.
I'm gonna kill the argument right now. Griffey Jr. played in the steroid era and never took steroids.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Never.
You don't know that.
Never. His name never even came up. Never.
Hey, a lot of people believe that's why he got started getting hurt.
Andre Dawson.
Yeah, well, he said Hawk for
George Foster was nice for Cincy. Yeah. Johnny Gold, but he wasn't. He don't go on their Mount Rushmore.
That dude might have been on them pills.
He was an integral part of the Big Red Machine. I had to put Davey Concepcion and Tony Perez and those guys before him.
Concepcion was a dog.
Yeah.
Last segment.
All right, last segment, man. Hey, man. The NFL and Max and all these other shows that produce these football shows have made the decision and determination that the Chicago Bears, out of all teams, paydays, the Chicago Bears have been chosen to be the host for Hard Knocks for this season. So you're going to get all this season, all this preseason hype, all this stuff with Caleb Williams. He's the guy. The Bears are the guys. The Hard Knocks is a curse, by the way, too. I'm going to preface that before we get into the conversation. So, Pay, I'm going to start with you, man. Hard Knocks, Chicago Bears, are they cursed? You know, because every team I didn't ever seen go to Hard Knocks was big trash. So what you saying, bro?
Bears. I don't understand this curse thing because that makes no sense whatsoever to me. But let's go for it.
No team that's been on Hard Knocks made the playoffs.
That's not true.
The Dallas Cowboys was a one-shot wonder. So everybody else, they never made it.
This is the 23rd season of Hard Knocks. You're telling me 22 teams that's been on there has never made the playoffs?
And usually have a major injury somewhere in their team.
Okay, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that research.
I'm gonna research it.
Now,
keep talking.
Now, I've been asking for this for years. Why can't the Bears be on Hard Knocks? What? Last year when we was complaining about this, the owner, the guy that operates the Bears came. Well, we don't want that type of attention on the team. It's a bad look for the squad. I say, it's a bad look for the squad. Lose it all the damn time. Get on Hard Knocks. Be a part of the new age of the league. Promote the game. Promote the players. None of that. Tired of that crap. You saw what they did for the Lions. The Lions got out there, became America's new team because everybody's tired of Dallas being America's old team. Get out there and ingratiate yourself with the fans. Get some national praise. Get that stink up off you, and let's go. Bear down.
All right. B-Dirt, I'm gonna let you slow us roll a little bit, man. Talk to me about the Bears being on Hard Knocks for this season.
I don't care. I haven't watched Hard Knocks since 2018.
Big fact.
And I only tuned in then because I heard some fun stories about Ken Dorsey. I wanted to see him as the Browns GM, and he was funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's Caleb Williams. It's everybody wants to see what he's doing. Mr. LA coming over, painting his nails and wearing outlandish stuff and having that swagger and that confidence. It'll make good TV for those that want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Claws up.
Tate, Hard Knocks with the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, man. 15 years ago, I watched Hard Knocks all the time or who was on it just because now we're saturated with so much other football. You can follow your own teams almost as closely as you do the teams on Hard Knocks. So it's not really of interest. I mean, if I flipping through the TV and I see it on, I might stop on it. But I think it's good for the Bears in the way they say. I mean, all jinxes or bad streaks are made to be broke. So if what you're saying is true, Big G, about nobody makes the playoffs and all that, then it's probably because they wasn't a playoff team the year before, because I believe the rule is if you're a playoff team the year before, you don't have to do Hard Knocks if you don't want. So the Bears were in that pool of 18 teams that could be picked. They got a lot of stuff going on in the offseason with the number one pick at quarterback and different stuff going on. So it should be an interesting watch if you watch. But yeah, so I'm all for it, but I'm all not caring for it either. I'm more into watching the Chicago Sky. Cardozo's making her WNBA debut tomorrow, so I watch the Sky over the Bears.
You would watch the Chicago Sky over the Chicago Bears Hard Knocks?
Yeah, a game.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well,
since 2015, there have been 3 teams that made the playoffs after being in that off season's feature for the Hard Knocks.
Because but you got to tell the whole story. In 2020, they started splitting Hard Knocks. They only
did that. I'm not counting the in season. I'm only counting the training camps.
Okay, now see, well, that changes that does change my preference of what I said. But when you start talking about in season and all whatever else, the teams, they don't make it. They don't make it. They don't make it.
I don't even count in season as Hard Knocks. I really don't watch that.
I've never watched that. There's only been 3 of them, but I haven't watched it because
the Colts, the Cardinals, I don't even know who it is.
It was the Cardinals.
The Colts.
Yeah, the Colts. The Colts were. Oh, I did watch the Colts. The worst, the most boring football team ever. And the Dolphins were last season. Didn't watch none of that either.
Yeah. But the Dolphins was in season last year. The Hard Knocks preseason was the New York Jets. And the Jets did not make the playoffs. They was cursed. Aaron Rodgers got after 4 plays, he was gone.
He said since a year that 3 teams have made it.
2015.
Since 2015.
Yeah. But like I said, but the preference is in 2020, they split it. My take on this is this. I believe that's a lot of pressure for Caleb, man. I believe it's entirely too much pressure on Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, in a lot of people's minds, has already reached his ceiling as far as an NFL player. They've already christened him. Hold it, time out. They've already christened him as the chosen one. They've already said he's the closest thing to Pat Mahomes. They've already said the teams, all these sports announcers and sportscasters, the Bears are going 10-7. The Bears are going to the playoffs. Pump your brakes, yo. The Bears have been a traditional top 5 basement organization for the past 10 years in football. So all of a sudden you get a golden boy and you move from bottom 5 feeder to a playoff team? Come on, bro.
Hey,
a lot of pressure on that kid, yo.
Yes, sir.
What was just spitballing? Do you think the Bengals had a great winning percentage after Willie? What was the coach name that took you to the playoffs all the time? Came for the Baltimore Ravens.
Marvin Lewis.
Marvin Lewis. Up until you got Joe Burrow, ballpark it. What was your winning percentage?
Doo-doo Brown.
All right, and got Joe Burrow, and then shit happened.
Super Bowl year 2.
But wait. Right, so you're comparing Caleb Williams to Joe Burrow.
That's not what I'm doing. I'm not comparison. What I'm saying is that you get that one player, changes.
And they are comparing him to Patrick Mahomes.
And he's not.
I will say this. I think that your team is actually farther ahead than ours was when we drafted Burrow too, as far as your other position players. So if you do strike lightning or capture lightning in a bottle with Caleb Williams, it could be a quick turnaround. You are right about that, Pay.
The Bears are winning 10 games this year, minimum.
It's to be seen. It's to be seen how Caleb Williams will be. No one knows, especially with quarterbacks, until they're out there.
Mm-hmm. So Tate, you got them winning 10. Beater, how many you got them winning? Wait. Let me ask this. Tate, you got them winning 10 and in the playoffs?
They're going to be fighting for that last 6, 7 wild card.
Okay, 10 in the playoffs, fighting for 10 and fight for it. Beater, what you got?
9-8.
9-8? Okay, I'm with it. Pay, I already know the bias is coming on this. I already know.
All right, I think I already said 10 games in the playoffs as a wild card.
10 games in there. The Bears are going 8-9 or 9-8. There'll be one game improved, but they're the third best team in that division. They're not better than Green Bay, and they're not better than Detroit. And the NFC North is not getting 3 teams in the playoffs.
They could, though.
Maybe.
But Chicago would be the third, I think. And I'd like them to get 3 more than the other division.
You like them to get in the playoffs over the Rams?
They fighting with the Rams is one of the team in the West that's fighting with the other wild card teams.
Are they better than the Atlanta Falcons?
And the Rams, Dallas, Chicago, and out the NFC South is nobody.
So the South, the only guy get one.
Are the Bears better than the Falcons?
Yeah, right now.
Okay.
Easily.
Okay. We'll revisit this.
They just play a tougher division.
Okay. All right, fellas. We're to the close. It's 105, Tate. Tate, we was going to do our last things of how we've been closing out. We ain't did it in a long time. Say it with your chest, Pay.
Bears in the playoffs.
Wow, he did the big flex. Quick, fast, and hurry. Bears in.
Big flex.
Big flex. B-Dirt. Do somebody dirty, bro.
Man, we alluded to this joker earlier. Jason Whitlock makes me wonder, like, how everybody doesn't have a career in sports media. I don't understand how he has a successful career.
Success.
Tate, listen, well, he's making good money. Tate sent a clip to our chat. I thank you for that, Tate, because I don't seek listening to Jason Whitlock talk at all. So I wouldn't have seen it if you wouldn't have. But he said that Caitlin Clark has it worse than Jackie Robinson did in the 40s.
Oh, my.
And he went on to talk about why and, the difference between what was it, being the great white hope and being the savior and did all this crazy talk. He used LBJ's words and Barkley's words that they said about Caitlin Clark. And I'm sure they didn't want to be brought into his conversation about this.
Facts.
He talked about people going at her because of her sexual preference in that league, her race in that league, her whatever. We were all athletes at some point in time on this show. Did you not get up and get motivated to play the best players and the best teams?
Facts.
Did you not, like, when somebody else in your league or county or area was getting accolades in the paper and you went up and played against them, did you want to get the best of them?
Facts.
I mean, I think there's a lot more of that going on. Now, we've touched on a lot of the media stuff and a lot of the advertising darling her Caitlin as far as her being a Caucasian player versus a black player, getting some of those, and I do see some of that. But what I really see here, like, to compare to Jackie Robinson and the threats he went through, legitimate threats on his life, versus Caitlin Clark might get played a little extra hard, might get a hard pick set on her. Come on, man.
More close.
And why do you need to be the white savior of the WNBA when 5 out of the top 12 players in WNBA history, according to ESPN, are white? It's almost even.
Big fact.
Brianna Stewart, Elena Deladon, Sue Bird, Lauren Jackson, and number 1 is Diana Taurasi.
Yeah.
Let's calm down on all this other BS. They're after her because of the hype she's gotten, and they want to take some wind out of that sails and teach the rookie a lesson. They're going after the person getting the headlines. You're making too much out of it. Jason Whitlock always got to make something out of nothing. I'm tired of him. He's just a big windbag. I wish you had the Stephen A. Smith queued up. You fat
Tell the folks that.
You
Love
fat
it.
piece of all right.
Love it, bro. Love it.
That cholesterol is taking a very long time to get to Whitlock. Atlanta Deladon, not top 10.
I just tell you what they got hurt at 11. You're right. They got hurt at 11, so you're right.
She ain't no savior. So absolutely beat her.
But
I agree.
It's mixed up in there. It's like whatever. It's crazy. Yeah. He's making too much out of it.
That's big facts. Take Boy Fresh. Segue. I told you so, man. What you done told us? You done told you so. I tried to tell you. You tried to warn. You know, you said you're the voice of reason.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Because I told you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I don't got nothing like that tonight, man. What I want to say, what's today's date?
The 31st of May.
Friday, May 31st.
Mm-hmm.
So when this night, 33 years ago, I graduated high school.
Wow.
So this time right now, I probably was somewhere partying. My dad was in town after graduation, wanted to take the family. That's when Red Lobster was new back at the crib back in the day, Big G.
I remember.
Wanted to take the family out to eat, and I'm like, I got stuff to do, Jack. Y'all go. My party can go, but I'm not going. So, you know, I think about it all the time, how time just flies, man. And, you know, those were good times. And I'm pictured with a good friend of mine, BC. He passed away back in 2019. So it's been 5 years now. But, yeah, so I just, you know, it's a Friday. It's May 31st. I'm doing this podcast now. Whoever would have thought podcast would have been a thing back then when I'm in this picture. No, nothing about no podcast or nothing, no cell phones or nothing, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just I'm just reflecting. That's what I'm telling you. I told you I'm reflecting. That's it, man. So, you know, Big G, you was around during them times. You was a class of 90. I don't know how you young. You slid through kindergarten, man. I don't know how you younger than me and graduated before me.
Hey, man, it works out that way sometimes. It works out that way.
But yeah, man. So that's all, man. You know. So shout out, rest up to the homie John Choi, my boy BC.
Yeah.
Class of 91 forever, man. That's all.
Big facts. All right, man. I'm gonna take it home with the, you know, I haven't, you know, I say a lot of burner stuff anyway, but I haven't done a classic. Big facts, babe. Big facts, you know. But I haven't lit it up like a Christmas tree in a while, man. I ain't lit it up like a Christmas tree in a while. So I got a burner.
You called Luka trash for 2 years. You the Christmas tree been burnt down.
Player. What Rob Life said, Tate asked Big G. No, I ain't worried about Dan Morgan get traded. Well, that's a pump your brakes.
He said 5-2. You got me messing the name up, man.
Yeah.
Utanu is going to the beach.
No, he ain't going to no beach. He can get up out of here. Stop it. But anyway, man, I got a really good burner, man. I got a really good burner. And Beater, this involves you, man. Right now, as of today, the Michigan Wolverines is going to finish in the top 5 in the country at the end of the season. They're going to finish in the top 5. I think the Michigan Wolverines win every game until they play Ohio State the very last game of the season. And I think Ohio State and Michigan play each other in a rematch in the Big Ten championship game. And I really do believe that Ohio State and Michigan might play each other 3 times. They might play each other the last game of the season. I believe they're going to face each other again.
For that to happen, they'd have to split.
No, because the top 4, the way that the playoffs are set up, the top 4 conference champions are the automatic top 4. 5 plays 12, 6 plays 11, 7 plays 10, 8 plays 9.
Afton has a fun comment.
What she said? Fire? Oh, yeah. If that's big facts. But I think that Michigan wins every game. Michigan wins every game, including against Texas. They run the table until they get to that last game against Ohio State. But I think they rematch 1 week later in the Big Ten championship game.
For those of you listening to the podcast, Afton said, and if Michigan wins, Ryan Day is job hunting.
Big facts. That is big facts. But I've sat down, I've watched film. Y'all that know that watch me and rock me in podcast land know that I really watch all 22 film. I pay attention. Michigan has an outstanding
Big G.
Yeah.
Big G. Val Ford's comment.
What he said. Ohio is about due to win against us. Yeah, Valley Forge. That is true. That is true. But I'm not going to take it for granted.
I think that game's going to come down to quarterback play. And it's such a question mark on both sides. I could not make a prediction on that game right now. I need to see a few weeks.
My take on that comment, Big, you always didn't take it as such as that. See, they win a couple 3 in a row after losing about 12 in a row, and now we do the win.
But that ain't the same team anymore, Tate.
I'm just talking about the pedestal the Michigan fans are on right now. I mean, we got a chip and have some great years.
I'm right here. You talk to me.
Yeah, I'm talking to you too, but you didn't say we do the win.
Listen, are you saying Ohio State fans haven't said stuff like that?
I'm saying I haven't said stuff like that.
Me neither. So what are we talking about?
Finish up. We way over.
That's always going to be a good game.
Yeah, my Big G burner is that the Michigan Wolverines they're really the truth. They're really the truth. All right, fellas, great show. Tate, you gonna run the ticker tape before we get out of here, so that way they can find us anywhere they need to find us, considering podcast land on Fans First Sports Network, on Chilltown Hoops, and Steel Curtain Network, and the Know It Alls podcast. You guys, if you guys are rocking with us and watching us, watch the ticker tape because there's the correct spellings and or the links so you can get to any of our shows.
Also, if you're interested in merch, I got a couple orders in, so I'm gonna be processing some merch. That's 4 homies, HOMIES merch @gmail.com. So the
Big
number
facts.
4 homies merch @gmail.com. Send us your information and we'll hit you with a couple questions and get your merch out.
Run it, Tate.